Hey everyone, and welcome to a deep dive that could totally change how you think about money.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at Harv Eker's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Mhm.
It's been super popular on YouTube, and
Oh, yeah.
I got to say some of these concepts are really mind-blowing.
Yeah, what I find really interesting is that Eker doesn't just give you those basic tips.
Right.
He goes deeper, right?
Yeah.
He says that your uh your financial success
Mm-hmm.
isn't really about what you do,
Hmm.
but it's more about this money blueprint.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
hidden in your subconscious.
Yeah.
You develop it over time.
Okay, a money blueprint.
Yeah.
You got to explain that one.
So think of it like a financial thermostat
Okay.
that's set in your subconscious. And
Okay.
it basically decides how much wealth you're actually comfortable with.
Hmm.
And it's not just about like how much money you make,
Okay.
but it's about how you feel about money,
Right.
how you spend it, and even the fears that are holding you back.
So it's like this program running in the background of my mind. That's affecting my finances, and I don't even know about it.
It is.
It can be.
But the good news is once you know it's there,
Right.
you can start to change it.
Okay.
And that's like the first step to actually having real financial freedom.
Okay, so then how does this blueprint even get formed? I mean, I'm guessing it's not something we're born with.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Aikikin thinks it's mostly from our childhood experiences.
Mhm.
And he puts the whole conditioning process into 3 categories.
Okay, so let's get into those categories.
Okay.
What's the first one?
First one is verbal programming. And it's all those things we hear as kids
Yeah.
that sound harmless, but they really affect how we see money.
Oh, like, money doesn't grow on trees, or
Exactly.
we can't afford that. I heard those all the time growing up.
Right. And those messages,
Yeah.
they get repeated over and over.
Hmm.
And then they sink in, to your subconscious. And that shapes how you think about money.
Wow. You really start to see how those early messages can stick with you. Yeah.
Even if you don't remember them specifically.
Totally. And Eker also says it's not just about general statements about money.
Right.
We also learn those gender stereotypes about like who should be making the money
Oh, yeah.
and who should be managing it all.
It's interesting to think about what were the money messages in your household growing up?
Yeah.
Did you believe that money was scarce?
Right.
Or was there plenty? Were there certain sayings or phrases you heard all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was verbal programming.
Okay, so the second one is modeling, and that's where we basically copy what our parents did with money.
Okay, so think about it. Were your parents savers or spenders?
Yeah.
Were they good with money? Or were they always struggling?
Exactly.
It's fascinating how much we learn just by watching our parents,
Right.
even without realizing it.
Yeah.
Are you repeating any money patterns from your childhood,
Yeah.
even if you thought you wouldn't?
That's a good question.
Eker talks about this woman who, as a child...
Always had to ask her dad for money because her mom always
Yeah.
said she didn't have any.
Right.
And it made her think that men were supposed to be the providers. And that caused a lot of problems in her marriage later on.
That makes sense.
It's a crazy example of how these small things from childhood can have a huge impact on us later.
Yeah, I agree.
So we have verbal programming and modeling. What's that third category?
The third one is specific incidents.
Okay.
Eker says that even one single event, especially as a child, can shape your whole financial life.
So it's not just the messages you hear over and over, but
Yeah.
also these one-time events that make a big impression.
Exactly. And it might not even be like a huge money problem,
Oh, okay.
It could be just seeing your parents fight about money.
Right.
Or being told you can't have a treat
Yeah.
because there's not enough money.
Wow, that really shows how powerful our subconscious is.
Yeah.
These events can seem so small,
Yeah.
but they affect our money decisions for years.
Yeah, think about it. Is there anything from your childhood
Yeah.
that stands out when you think about money? Maybe a time when you felt like you had a lot or you didn't have enough.
So if this money blueprint is so ingrained in us,
Mm-hmm.
how can we even figure out what it's set to?
So this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Eker says, just look at your results.
Okay.
Your money situation right now
Yeah.
is basically a reflection of your money blueprint. Just like a thermostat controls the temperature in a room,
Right.
your money blueprint sets the limit for how much you can have.
Okay. I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So if I'm struggling to pay my bills, it's not because I'm not working hard enough.
Right.
It's because my financial thermostat is set too low.
Exactly. And the key is to not get discouraged,
Yeah.
but to see it as a chance to start changing it.
So how do we reset our financial thermostat then? Where do we even start?
Okay, so Eker gives these wealth secrets
Okay.
that show the difference between how wealthy people think versus people who struggle with money.
Okay.
And these secrets give you a way to change your thinking and start attracting more money.
All right, let's hear those wealth secrets then. What's the first one?
The first one is all about taking responsibility.
Okay.
Wealthy people believe, I create my life, but people who struggle, they think, life happens to me.
So it's about going from feeling like a victim
Yeah.
to becoming the one in control of your finances.
Exactly. And Eker has a little test to see if you're stuck in that victim mode.
Oh, okay.
Do you blame other people for your money problems?
Hmm.
Do you make excuses instead of taking action?
Yeah.
Are you always complaining about money?
Oh, yeah.
Those are things to watch out for.
It's easy to blame others or make excuses, but that just keeps us stuck.
Yeah. And remember, what you focus on grows.
Right?
So if you're always thinking about not having enough,
Yeah.
you're actually attracting more of that into your life.
So what can we do about that then? How do we get out of that victim mentality?
Ekers suggests trying this. Don't complain for 7 whole days.
Really?
Yeah, might be hard.
Yeah.
But it's a good way to break out of negativity
Okay.
and start focusing on being grateful and seeing possibilities.
I like that it's a practical way to start thinking about abundance. So we've got responsibility. What's the next wealth secret?
The next one is about how you approach money like it's a game.
Okay.
Rich people play to win,
Mm-hmm.
while most people play not to lose.
That's interesting. What does it mean to play to win with money?
Well, think about it. When you play any game, just trying not to lose,
Yeah.
your chances of winning are pretty low, right?
Right.
Same with finances.
So instead of just trying to survive and get by,
Exactly.
we should be thinking about abundance and opportunity and aiming for big success.
Right. Most people are just focused on getting by,
Mm-hmm.
that they never let themselves dream big.
They set their financial thermostat to comfortable,
Yeah.
but as Eker says, comfortable doesn't make you rich.
Right. In fact, he calls comfortable the kiss of death to real success.
Wow.
It's about breaking free from those limiting beliefs and going for something amazing.
And this leads to one of Eker's more challenging wealth steps.
Oh, yeah.
Set a goal that's 10 times bigger than your current income and wealth.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but that makes me a little uncomfortable.
It's definitely bold.
Yeah.
But think about how it changed your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
By aiming so high,
Yeah.
you force yourself to think bigger and be more creative.
Right.
You tap into potential you didn't even know you had.
It's like turning your financial thermostat up to the max.
Exactly. And it's not just about getting more money for yourself.
Right.
Eker says that by going for big financial abundance,
Yeah.
you could also make a bigger impact on the world.
So it's about connecting your money goals to a larger purpose.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
about using your wealth to make positive change,
Mm-hmm.
to support things you care about,
Right.
and to leave a legacy that's about more than just money.
That's a powerful way to think about it.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got this idea of aiming high
Mm-hmm.
and embracing abundance.
Yes, and this leads to another wealth secret that Eker talks about.
Okay.
Rich people admire other rich and successful people,
Right.
but people who struggle, they often resent them.
That's interesting. Why do you think that is?
Eker thinks that if you see rich people as greedy or corrupt,
Yeah.
you're actually blocking yourself from becoming rich.
Hmm.
It's like saying, I want to be a healthy athlete.
Right.
But I think all athletes are arrogant and unhealthy.
Yeah.
Your beliefs are working against your goals.
So it's like sending mixed messages.
Yeah.
You want to be wealthy,
Mm-hmm.
but you have negative feelings about wealthy people.
Right. So instead of resenting successful people, study them,
Okay.
learn from them, copy their habits and how they think.
So see them as mentors and inspiration.
Exactly. And this leads to a powerful wealth step.
Okay.
Start thinking both hand instead of either.
Okay, what do you mean by both hand thinking?
It means realizing you can have it all.
You can be wealthy and generous and kind
Yeah.
and loving and spiritual and healthy
Mm-hmm.
and have a balanced life.
Yeah.
You don't have to choose just one.
I love that it's about getting rid of those beliefs that tell us we can't have everything.
Right.
We can be financially abundant and live a life that feels good and true to ourselves.
Exactly. Life isn't about choosing one or the other. There's enough for everyone.
I like that. And Eker gives a specific action step for this both hand thinking.
Oh, yeah.
He says, commit to designing your life exactly how you want it. Don't just settle for okay.
Right.
Set clear intentions for every part of your life.
Yeah.
Money, business relationships,
Yeah.
health,
Yes.
personal growth, and even fun.
Exactly. And then figure out how to manage your time so that you can make all of those things happen.
So it's about being in control of your life and creating the life you want.
Yes. And that brings us to another important wealth secret.
Okay.
Rich people are bigger than their problems.
Okay.
But people who struggle feel smaller than their problems.
I'm listening. Tell me more.
Imagine a scale from 1 to 10.
Okay.
1 is a small problem.
Mm-hmm.
10 is a huge crisis.
Got it.
So let's say you have a level 5 problem,
Okay.
but you're only a level 2 person.
Right.
That problem is going to feel massive and overwhelming.
Yeah.
But what if you become a level 8 person
Okay.
through personal growth?
Mm-hmm.
Now that same level 5 problem feels much smaller.
Wow, that's a really interesting way to think about it.
Yeah.
It's not about how big our problems are.
Well,
it's about how big we are.
Exactly. We have to grow bigger than our challenges.
And Eker uses this idea to talk about our capacity for wealth.
Mm-hmm.
He says we're like containers. If you're a small container and you get a lot of money, it overflows because you can't hold it all.
Right. So if you want to attract and keep more wealth,
Yeah.
you need to make your container bigger
How do we do that?
by learning and growing.
Okay.
Eker says rich people are always learning. They're always looking for new knowledge and skills and experiences that help them grow.
It makes you realize that personal growth isn't just about feeling better.
Right.
It's really important for financial success, too.
Yeah. The more we learn and grow,
Mm-hmm.
the more we can handle having wealth.
Eker even shares a quote.
Yeah.
The learner shall inherit the earth, while the learned will be beautifully equipped for a world that no longer exists.
It's a good reminder that things are always changing.
Yeah.
And we have to be flexible and willing to learn.
So we've talked about a lot.
Mhm.
Taking responsibility, aiming for abundance,
Yeah.
admiring successful people, and committing to constant learning.
Mm-hmm.
But what about fear?
Yeah.
Fear seems like one of the biggest things that stops us from succeeding, especially with money.
You're right. Fear can be really powerful.
Yeah.
But Eker says rich people feel fear too,
Oh, really?
just like everyone else.
Okay.
The difference is they don't let fear control them.
So it's not about getting rid of fear completely.
Right.
It's about learning how to manage it.
Exactly. Eker says to tame the cobra of fear.
Okay.
Notice it, feel it,
Mm-hmm.
but don't let it run your life.
He says rich people take action even when they're scared.
Yeah.
But people who struggle let fear stop them.
Exactly. It's about doing something even when it feels scary.
Like that quote, do one thing every day that scares you.
Yeah.
It's about getting out of our comfort zone.
Right. Eker also says to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Okay.
He says comfort stops us from growing. To really succeed,
Yeah.
we have to be willing to face challenges and grow.
So we've covered a lot today.
We have.
We've talked about the money blueprint, how it forms, and most importantly, how to change it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one more wealth secret we haven't gotten to yet.
Right.
Are you ready to dive into that last secret and put all the pieces together?
Absolutely. But for now, we'll have to leave you in suspense. We're out of time for this part of the deep dive.
Okay.
But we'll be back soon to reveal that last secret and talk about how you can use all these principles to create the financial life you really want.
I'm excited to hear it.
Welcome back. We left you hanging with that last wealth secret.
I know you did.
Ready to hear it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so this one's all about commitment.
Okay.
Eker says rich people are completely committed to being rich,
Mm-hmm.
like 100%. But most people are only kind of committed,
Right.
or they just want to be rich.
Yeah.
He says a lot of people are unsure about wealth. They're scared of what it might mean or how their life might change.
Yeah.
So they're not fully in it, and then they end up getting in their own way.
Like having one foot on the gas and one on the brake at the same time?
Exactly. You're giving mixed signals.
Right.
But rich people are all in.
Okay.
They've decided they want to be wealthy,
Mm-hmm.
and they're willing to do what it takes to get there.
Eker uses this image of a wave to explain this.
Oh, yeah.
He says, if you're not fully committed to getting rich, you're like a wave going back and forth and never really going anywhere.
I like that.
Yeah.
But if you're totally committed,
Yeah.
you become like a powerful river.
Yeah.
You're flowing towards your goal.
Right.
There might be obstacles,
Mm-hmm.
but you always find a way around them and keep moving forward.
So how do we get that level of commitment? It
Yeah.
feels like a big jump.
Eker says, start by saying it out loud.
Okay.
Say, I am 100% committed to being wealthy. Say it with conviction, like you really mean it.
And then back it up with actions, right?
Exactly. Don't let fear or doubt stop you.
Right.
Take that first step and then keep going.
Like they say, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
I love that quote.
Me too.
Every step you take makes your commitment stronger,
Right.
and that pushes you towards your goal.
So we've got those 4 main wealth secrets.
Hmm.
Taking responsibility, aiming high, admiring successful people, and being fully committed.
Yeah. How do we put it all together?
Yes.
Still seems kind of overwhelming. Eker reminds us that changing your money blueprint takes time. It's not something that happens overnight.
Okay.
So be patient with yourself
Yeah,
and celebrate every little win.
I like that.
And he gives some practical tips for using these wealth secrets in your everyday life.
Okay, like what?
Well, one is writing affirmations.
Oh, yeah. Affirmations, those positive statements that help reprogram your mind.
Exactly. Eker says write things like, I am a money magnet,
Okay.
or I attract wealth effortlessly.
And say them every day out loud and really feel them.
Yes. Another good tool is visualization.
That's where you imagine yourself living the wealthy life you want, right?
Exactly. Imagine yourself in your dream home,
Mm-hmm.
driving your dream car, traveling the world,
Right.
using your money to do good things. The more you can see it and feel it,
Mm-hmm.
the more it affects your subconscious mind.
I've heard athletes do that to get better.
Yeah.
They picture themselves making the perfect shot or winning the race.
It works. It's the same idea for achieving financial success.
So visualization and affirmations.
And Eker also talks about who you spend time with.
Right, your circle of influence.
Yeah. He says your income is usually about the same as the average income of your 5 closest friends.
Wow, that's crazy.
So if you want to be wealthy,
Yeah.
hang out with people who are already successful with money.
Makes sense. Learn from their mindset.
Exactly. Their habits and their approach to finances.
Okay, so we've been focusing on the big ideas in Eker's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind video,
Yeah.
but he also gives some really specific advice about managing money, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
For example, he talks about having separate accounts for different things.
Oh, okay.
He calls them financial jars.
Financial jars, what's that?
Imagine you're dividing your income into different jars,
Okay.
each one for a specific purpose.
So instead of having all your money together,
Right.
you're putting certain percentages into different categories.
Exactly.
Hmm.
He suggests having jars for essentials, long-term savings education,
Mm-hmm.
fun, and even giving.
I see how that could be helpful.
Yeah.
It makes budgeting more organized and makes sure you're putting money towards all your goals.
It takes the guesswork out of it and helps you prioritize your spending.
It's a good way to take those mindset shifts we've been talking about and put them into real financial habits.
Eker also talks about active and passive income.
Right. Active income is what you earn from working a job,
Mm-hmm.
and passive income is money you make without actively working for it.
Exactly like rental income from properties,
Yeah.
dividends from stocks,
Yeah.
or royalties from books or inventions.
Right.
Eker wants people to find ways to create passive income
Okay.
so their money is working for them, even when they're not.
That's the dream, right? Having your money work as hard as you do.
Exactly. And of course, Eker talks about investing wisely.
Mm-hmm.
He wants people to learn about different investment options,
Okay.
to understand the risks and rewards,
Right.
and to get advice from financial experts when they need it.
So it's about taking charge of your financial future and making smart decisions.
Yeah, but beyond the practical stuff,
Yeah.
what really stands out to me about Eker's work is his message of empowerment. He believes everyone can create wealth,
Right.
no matter where they come from or what their financial situation is right now.
He reminds us that we're not stuck with our circumstances.
Right.
We can create our own reality.
And by changing how we think about money,
Yeah.
we can open up a world of abundance and possibilities.
As we're wrapping up this part of the deep dive,
Yeah.
what are some key takeaways that you think will really stick with our listeners?
For me, it's the power of being aware.
Okay.
Just knowing that we have a money blueprint
Right.
and that we can change it
Mm-hmm.
is a huge step towards financial freedom.
I like that. And I'm also really struck by Eker's focus on connecting our money goals with a bigger purpose.
Yeah,
It's not just about getting rich. It's
All right.
about using our wealth to make a positive impact.
I agree, and I appreciate that Eker doesn't ignore the emotional side of money.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that how we feel about money is connected to our past experiences,
Right.
and those feelings affect our money decisions.
Mhm. So it's about dealing with those deep-seated beliefs and patterns that might be holding us back.
It's about changing our relationship with money from the inside out.
One question that keeps coming up for me
Yeah.
is, do these wealth secrets really apply to everyone? regardless of their background, culture, or situation.
That's a great question.
Yeah, are there things we need to think about more deeply?
Definitely, while Eker's principles are really helpful,
Mm-hmm.
it's important to remember that everyone's experience with money is different.
Right. Life isn't one size fits all.
Exactly. And I think it's worth exploring those differences more.
Absolutely. Stay tuned, everyone, as we wrap up this deep dive into Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and we were talking about how those wealth secrets we discussed might need some tweaking depending on a person's background and experiences.
Right. It's all about nuance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eker's ideas are great,
Mm-hmm.
but they might need some adjusting depending on someone's culture or values,
Okay.
or even their financial situation.
For example, that whole playing to win thing.
Right.
It sounds good,
Yeah.
but it might not resonate with someone who's been through tough financial times.
Mm-hmm.
Or someone from a culture that puts security first.
Exactly. Their idea of winning might not be about millions.
Right.
It might be about stability and peace of mind.
And finding successful people to model.
Oh, yeah.
That can be tricky too.
Definitely.
We all define success differently, right?
Absolutely.
And who we choose as a role model depends on what we value.
It's about finding mentors who match your definition of success.
Right. Not just someone with a lot of money,
Exactly.
but someone who lives a life you admire.
Yes. And we can't forget about those bigger systemic issues.
Right.
Like access to education and healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
Those things can really affect financial outcomes.
Yeah. And those disparities are important.
Absolutely.
Eker's principles are great for individuals, but they don't erase those barriers.
It's about recognizing those challenges.
Yeah. Right.
While also empowering people to take control within their own situation.
So balancing individual action with an awareness of the bigger picture.
Exactly. Finding that sweet spot between limitations and possibilities.
So it sounds like Eker's wealth secrets are a good starting point, but it's up to each person to figure out how they fit into their own life.
I agree. They give you a roadmap,
Okay.
but you need to use critical thinking and self-awareness
Yeah.
and understand the complexities of wealth and success.
Throughout our deep dive, I have been really struck by Eker's emphasis on personal growth.
Me too.
It's not just about getting rich.
Right.
It's about becoming a better person, expanding your potential,
Yes.
and contributing to the world.
Eker sees financial success as a way to create a more fulfilling life.
Not the end goal itself.
Right. It's about aligning your money goals with your values and using your resources to make a positive impact.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this exploration of Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, what's a final thought-provoking question we can leave our listeners with? Something to get them thinking and inspire action.
How about this? Knowing what you now know about the power of your money blueprint, what's one thing, even if it's a little uncomfortable, that you can do today to move towards the financial life you truly want?
That's a great question. And don't just think about it.
Right.
Actually take that step.
Yeah, even a small action can make a big difference over time.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the secrets of the millionaire mind.
It was fun.
We hope you've learned something valuable and are feeling empowered to create your own financial success story.